Bruh, I just gotta say it. I thought you been to the penitentiary enough that you know that the phone calls are recorded. Or maybe this person is such a credible threat. I don't know. Or technically, all right, man. Technically, Keefe D didn't actually put out a hit on nobody. From how it's discussed and how it's said over the phone. In What the Hell News this morning, DA says Tupac murder suspect was plotting to harm witnesses and should remain in jail. Prosecutors in Las Vegas filed court papers accusing the man charged in the killing of Tupac Shakur of discussing plans to potentially assassinate witnesses who might testify against him at trial. From jailhouse interviews recorded by authorities, prosecutors said Thursday in the court filings they learned that Duane Keefe D Davis possesses credible threats to witnesses, and that is one of several reasons Judge Carli Kierny should decline Davis' request to be released on bail until trial. The Clark County District Attorney's Office prosecuting Davis alleged that the suspect was a feared gang member back in the 1990s and was a shot caller on a night in 1996 when Shakur was gunned down while in the passenger seat of a stop car by the Vegas Strip. According to prosecutors, Davis is willing to play shot caller once again as he stands charged in connection with Tupac's murder, and so he should remain locked up. Davis' credible threats to witnesses demonstrate both the consciousness of guilt and that he possesses a danger to the community, prosecutors said. The prosecution's 180-page court filing comes in response to Davis' motion requesting to be released on bail to house arrest pending trial. Davis has been held without bail at the Clark County Detention Center in Las Vegas since his arrest on September 29th. His trial date is set for June 3rd, 2024. He has pleaded not guilty. Lawyers for Davis are scheduled to argue for his release on bail Tuesday morning. Shakur was killed in Las Vegas Drive by shooting on September 7, 1996, a crime that had been become one of the most infamous unsolved murders in modern-day American history, despite much speculation that Shakur's shooting had been spurred by gang rivalry. Until Davis' arrest, no charges had ever been filed, and the case remained cold for nearly 30 years. Prosecutors allege, though Davis did not pull the trigger, he was in the shooter's car on the night and orchestrated Shakur's death. In their latest filing, check this out, y'all. Prosecutors focus on Davis' alleged jailhouse phone calls, some of which they say centered on witnesses in the murder case, and they say so has his ire. As part of their potential preparations, prosecutors said they provided the public defender's office a list of names that included witnesses cooperating with the DA's office as well as known gang members. That type of disclosure is typical because criminal defendants have the right to challenge witnesses who testify against them. But in this case, prosecutors say that a member of the public defender's staff who was not assigned to Davis' defense gave the list to Davis and also either gave it to Davis' son or Davis himself, passed it along, and a list was distributed for what can only be surmised as a means of dissuasion. Dissuasion. I'm acting like I can't read like I'm one of y'all. Dissuasion, they said. During an October 9th call between Davis and his son, prosecutors said the pair discussed an authorization to kill, which made authorities so concerned for the safety of one of their witnesses, they decided to relocate him. I got something to tell you about some shit that's going on. Prosecutors quote Davis' son telling his father on the call. What? Davis asked. His son, according to prosecutors, replied, around the city, they talking about it's a green light on our side. Prosecutors said in their filing that in Davis' world, a green light is an authorization to kill. This caused enough concern that federal government stepped in and provided resources to at least one witness so he could change his residence. In a lengthy court filing, prosecutors spent considerable time explaining how Davis' own words are perhaps some of their most powerful evidence in the Shakur case. which had grown to be one of the nation's best known cold cases ever. In addition to Davis' alleged jailhouse calls, which he has said in interviews over the years will serve as a critical part of the case against him, according to the DA's filing. Davis confessed over and over again that he is responsible for the murder of Tupac Shakur. Now, finally facing the consequences of his action, Davis asked this court to ignore his words. They said, if one merely listens to Davis' words, coupled with the testimony elicited by the grand jury, the proof is evident and the presumption great that Duane Keefe D. Davis orchestrated the murder of Tupac Shakur. Requests for comment from the public defender's office and district attorneys were not immediately responded to. In his memoir and in his documentary and podcast interviews, Davis has recounted his involvement in the killing of the hip-hop legend, explaining that he provided the gun used to shoot Shakur, that he has gleefully claimed responsibility for the murder of Shakur. In numerous interviews up until his arrest, prosecutors said. In requesting bail, Davis' lawyers told the court that his suspect embellished the narrative for financial gain and entertainment purposes. Prosecutors said the court shouldn't buy that. Davis now claims that he is merely a prolific liar and not a murderer. The state submits that both can be true. They said, noting Davis' confessions were not only for TV, but also before law enforcement. The admixture of his multiple confessions, along with the corroborating eyewitness accounts, collectively demonstrate Davis' role in Shakur's killing. Prosecutors said he confessed over and over again that he is responsible for the murder of Tupac Shakur. Now, finally facing the consequences of his action, Davis asked this court to ignore his words, they said. Davis wanted the world to know what he did and what he's capable of, prosecutors said. Now this court knows, and accordingly, Davis must be held without bail.
Hey, yo, you, can you subscribe and turn on that bell too? Because when you do, you're helping unbiased, independent news.
You have got to be kidding me. This is by far one of the dumbest things I've ever read in my life. So somebody who doesn't work for the DA's office, but works for the DA's office, gives you a list of the witnesses. You give the list of the witnesses to your son, and then your son basically calls to confirm that y'all got a hit out on niggas. Bruh, if I didn't read the part where it said that, I would have been like, maybe stuff could have been taken out of context. Keefe D ain't coming home. Y'all, that's it. That's a wrap, bruh. Keefe D will be found guilty because by you doing that, they absolutely right in that goddamn paper. That DA is right. That's an admission of guilt. Why are you threatening to kill witnesses, bro? And then one witness in particular must know something. There has to be something that they really know. But at the end of the day, I just don't believe that they had the evidence. I'm sorry. I truly believe that Keefe D was not going to be found guilty of murder with Tupac, and that he was going to basically plead out to a lesser of conspiracy at least. And they probably was going to give him about 2-3 years or something like that, and they gave him time served. So Keefe D would have been home in about maybe 2 years or a year and a half. This right here all but guarantees it. When it boils down to everything, you have to look at a person's action after the fact. Now, you could be trying to clear your name. That's perfectly fine, because at these days, you damned if you do, damned if you don't. If Keefe D were to get bail and run around and say, I did not kill Tupac, I was joking and all that stuff, some people, not joking, but basically I was lying, I knew about it and everything like that. Yeah, some people will sit up there and go, all right, and they'll believe him. Some people gonna say, hell nah, you're lying. You're lying because you got caught. Some people never believe the story at all. And since it just so happened, they laughing at this dude like, that's what your ass get for crying wolf, and now you got bit by the wolf. But either way this go, nigga, how in the world? Oh, man. It's stuff like this, bro, where I say, man, I think them niggas might have set you up. They might have set you up. They might have did that on purpose. The DA's office just said somebody who doesn't work for the DA's office but works for the DA's office gave you the list. Excuse me. Yeah. I'm smoking on that bullshit too. Bruh, I ain't gonna hold you. I didn't think it could get worse, but he already confessed to killing Tupac with an undercover cop. The FBI Greg Kane and all them basically gave the information. I forgot about that part. They already gave it to him, and they just didn't give a damn. For some odd-ass reason or something like that, bro, I think this is a tourist grab. Like, they're going to want a lot of people out there and stuff like that. I'm not saying Vegas is dead or anything like that. I'm not saying that at all. But at the end of the day, bro, you just... Y'all let me know y'all thoughts on this, man. Share to keep your people aware. Subscribe, turn on that bell, stay notified. And I'll catch you on the next one.
What's really hood when I'm through the hood? Nothing be said, we got it overstood. The team fed, yeah, it's really good. Put that on everything, bro, you're never good. What's really hood when I'm through the hood? Nothing be said, we got it overstood.